For the first time in nearly a decade, a United States president is visiting China. President Trump arrived in Beijing early this morning. He will meet with the Chinese President Xi Jinping late tonight, with a state banquet to follow tomorrow. The two leaders are expected to discuss the ongoing war with Iran and outstanding trade issues, including a potential deal on American soybean exports. The trade war between the two countries led to sharp drops in soybean exports to China, which has hurt American farmers.
He's trying to do everything he can to at least say to the U.S. public that I'm trying to open up a very closed market. The chance of that happening is very low.
Well, a decade ago, China sourced as much as 41% of its soybeans from the U.S. That number has since been cut in half. Well, Arkansas farmers are certainly keeping a close eye on that summit and on Washington as the Congress is working toward a long-awaited farm bill. Channel 7's Andrew Mobley joins us in our studio now with more. Andrew.
Congress has failed to pass a new farm bill since 2018 and has instead kept extending it. That bill's subsidy safety net for farmers is so outdated that it's not saving farms from bankruptcy and closure anymore. Now is the time to pass a new farm bill before the 2018 bill extension expires in September. The House recently passed its version of the farm bill, but debate over SNAP benefit cuts in the Senate version could delay the passage of the final bill. Senator John Boozman, chair of the Senate Ag Committee, said yesterday that he is committed to working in a bipartisan manner to get it done.
With our colleagues in the House successfully passing a bipartisan farm bill, I look forward to engaging with the members of this committee on what we learned today to ensure a Senate version addresses the urgent needs of agriculture.
But the farm bill won't be a cure-all to the ag crisis. American farmers who are struggling to break even against low crop prices need markets. Soybeans are Arkansas's largest crop by acreage, but China, the largest market for soybeans, has turned to buying from other countries and for several months halted imports of U.S. beans last year amid a trade war. President Trump is in China today for talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping. One of Trump's goals, increasing the export of U.S. soybeans to China.
There are years where China bought as much as 30 or 31% of U.S. soybean exports. But they are down closer to 20. I would think the president's visit today would be hoping to garner, additional commitments.
But ag trade talks are overshadowed at the summit between Trump and Xi by high-stakes geopolitical matters. Trump is seeking China's help with Iran at the negotiating table. China is pushing for the U.S. to abandon an $11 billion weapons deal with Taiwan. So where do soybeans fit into all that as a bargaining chip?
Global politics are complicated, so free, fair, and open trade might seem naive in some ways, but that is definitely the goal, to make sure that everybody is fed and that our farmers stay in business.
Some market watchers aren't optimistic that talks between Trump and Xi will lead to any major soybean export deals, so cross your fingers. On your side, I'm Andrew Mobley.
Fingers crossed, Andrew. Thanks very much. For more on the Arkansas soybean crop and the importance of the Chinese market, just log on to KATV.com.